Dust on the truck bed, mile after mile. Fields stretch out wide like they got a mind of their own. Red sign at the hall, coffee gone cold. Everybody talking with a fire in their bones. Hear that rumble now, under boots on the floor. October is coming and we want something more. October 19th, we're standing up. October 19th, we've had enough. Alberta singing loud, let the whole world hear. October 19th, freedom's here. Hard hats on hooks, checks run thin, hands on the ledger and the same old grin. From the shop to the rig, from the barn to the street, people keep asking, what do we believe? Hear that rumble now, under boots on the floor. October is coming and we want something more. October 19th, we're standing up. October 19th, we've had enough. Alberta singing loud, let the whole world hear. October 19th. brothers in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Pressure will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roofs to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Pressure will rise. Oh, Persia will rise. We stand together till the falcon flies.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host Frank. Today is, was it Thursday? Thursday, August 20th, 2025. We've got technical issues to start the show today. Firstly, Rumble Studio is not working, which means I cannot do multi-streaming to, normally it gets multi-streamed out to Getter and Kick as well. And so that Rumble Studio is not working, so I have to do a single stream to that single Rumble video that is working right now. Yeah, I think it's working. Hello, Rumble people, are they there? Yeah, they are. Okay, cool, it's working. Yeah, that is Rumble was somewhere towards the end of my watch party yesterday. Rumble stopped working. Rumble Studio stopped working, and other creators weren't able to stream as well. They had to do a direct stream directly to their Rumble, and that's the only way to get it to work. But those who use Rumble Studio like I do, it didn't work. So that was yesterday. And now, give me 1 second, guys. I normally during this countdown, thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you, dear. She says here for the news and best commentary. Thank you. I'm here for the best fans in the world. I love all of you. Thank you so much. I can't imagine like what, if I didn't have this, I'd have to, get up and go to work every morning, set an alarm, spend lots of money on gas, more money on insurance because I'd be driving, things like that. But I get to do this because of all of you. Thank you so much, dear Sherry. You are the best. Thank you, Sherry. Anyways, give me 1 second. I'm almost done with what I'm doing right now. It's a bit of a mess because normally during countdowns, and the reason why we have a countdown is because during that time I do a lot of things. There's a lot that goes on during that countdown. I actually need about like 4.5 minutes. Usually that's why my old countdown was about 4.5 minutes. But now today we've got this other issue because Rumble Studio is not working. And let's see. Target took $1 billion. Oh yeah, well they're entitled to their tariff refund thanks to ACB. Stupid. What a stupid judge. What a stupid United States Supreme Court justice. Huh? She might as well be best friends with like Ketanji Brown Jackson, Anyways, let's say good morning to everyone. Hello guys, good morning. Good morning, Christopher, Bendy, Bourbon, good to see you. David, thank you, buddy. Christian Moore, good to see you, buddy. And Doug Moore. The whole Moore family's here. Hello, Carrie, good to see you. Barry, Patriot 626, Lisa, Michael Akers, Bill Moore, Papa Moore is here. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for being here, sir. Steven, Lisa, Pony Girl, Mary, Jillian, hey, Jillian's here. Roland Bones is here. Joshua Stores, good to see you, buddy. Twister Chavez, Phoebe, we got Lisa, Sherry, Fire Truck, Janet Pink Poodle, good to see you, and Bass Snaps and Mo P. Good to see all of you. Hello to everyone over on Rumble. It should be. Thank you very much, Josie, for gifting a subscription. Look at that. Thank you, dear. You are awesome. Thank you, Josie. All right. Yay. Good morning, Dixie, Josie, Jimmy Rimjob. Jimmy Rimjob asked, why is Marjorie Green such a smelly man-looking whore? I have no idea, but that is a great question. If I ever interview her, I will ask her that exact question, I promise. She'll never have anything to do with me, though. She doesn't even say hi to her supporters. You guys know that when she's out campaigning? She's a snob and a bit. She's a snob and a half, man. I swear. That's what happens to you. She started politics rich. She was already a CEO of her stupid construction company where she hires a bunch of illegal bean cakes. You know, she's already full of herself. Anyways, good morning, Tesseract, Josie, Campbell, good to see you. Jillian, Liberty, good morning. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on receiving the gifted sub Jimmy Rimjob. Hope we renew it next month. It's only $5 a month to help keep the channel alive. And you get to hang out with us while we talk about food. Yeah, I've been making cowboy food. Yeah, red beans and rice. Yeah. Came out better than the one that Popeyes made. It was Jillian's recipe. I modded it a little bit just for my liking, but it was Jillian's original. Yeah, I would have never discovered ham hock if it not been for Jillian's recipe. That's really like the secret ingredient there. Oh, and yesterday I did try one serving with MSG. Ruined it. It tasted, it was edible, but it wasn't red beans and rice. It tasted like Chinese food at that point. You know what I mean? The MSG. Yeah, it tasted like chicken. It had a chicken flavor to it. And I'm like, you know, because a lot of chicken stuff has MSG flavoring in it, including Chick-fil-A, by the way. Hello, Liberty, Casey Super Trucker, Josie, Jensen, good to see you. Hobo, good morning, Hobo. Hello to everyone over on Fox. We got Stephanie and Steve. Very hello to all of you. Anyways, we got a regular length show. Yeah, I guess, you know, now we'll save the watch party for another day since we're not working on Getter and Kick right now because Rumble Studio ain't working. Might explain why their stock's dropping right now, because this is a very prolonged, like, oh, it doesn't work. They're a key thing, you know what I mean? They're not a video platform. They're a live stream. They're clearly a live stream platform. People don't go there for VODs. Nobody goes there for shorts. At least my shorts aren't getting any freaking views, you know? And so, Rumble Studio is not working right now. That's like the core of their shit right now. So, who knows what's gonna happen? Thankfully, they recently bought an AI company. You guys know that? Rumble bought an AI company for a side revenue, and it's actually doing okay. You know, until the AI bubble pops and Rumble's screwed again. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyways, let's get going. We won't have a watch party today just because we're only live in like 3 places right now instead of 6. So we'll see that for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday anyway. So anyways, let's get going. First order of the day, Britain hands out guides to illegal migrants, reminding them to not rape women. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's about as effective as a no crimes allowed sign, okay? Or how about those gun-free zone signs that tend to attract mass shooters? How about that? Yeah? Has those been working? Yeah, you forget criminals don't follow laws. Why would they follow pamphlets? Stupid. Yeah, it's such a dumb country, I swear to God. You have such a big problem right now. You got Russia firing at your warships right in the English Channel, and you guys are like doing nothing about it. Holy crap. And this is your priority, huh? Oh, we need fighting age men, so they gotta have at it. They gotta be able to have at all our women. Besides, we enjoy it. We're all cucks. We like watching our women get railed. What a dumb country. Oh, we took over a third of the world. Really? Really? It looks like you're being conquered right now. Stupid. Next story. An illegal alien who entered the U.S. under Biden's open border invitation ended a lady near a jogging trail in Virginia. Tried to set her on fire. Yeah, that's him right there.
Thank you.
Get that video. There he is right there. We don't need to hit this presser from a woman cop. Oh, Fairfax County. Okay, and it makes sense why it'd be a woman cop, and makes sense why they would be so brazen enough to do something like this. Yeah. Yeah, there he is. There's our little winner. This is get a gander. This is what pedos and murderers and rapists look like these days. You probably have a few living next to you. You probably should avoid them as well. They'll probably do the same thing to your daughters because it's a cultural right in these Spanish-speaking countries. Hey, sorry. What is this one? Oh, so I think a week ago there was a guy who was doing like a charter boat service tour thingy in New York Harbor. Well, he crashed and he ended a 27-year-old mother and her babe. Okay, turns out this guy was an illegal.
DHS revealing that the captain of an illegal charter.
There he is. There he is with his someone's holding his arm. He's busted. Yeah, guys. Yeah. This is the type of people New York likes to employ. Meanwhile, if you look like her, if you look like him, they're gonna up your property taxes. But if you look like him, bam, you don't even need a license to operate a boat. Yeah, that's the boat upside down, guys. Yeah, that mother and child is no longer with us. Anyways, oh well, it happened like right there, huh? You didn't get very far, did you? Were you speeding? Was that what it was? Were you drinking cerveza? Because that'll get you in trouble too. Yeah, get a DUI. But again, so you know, it's probably New York's fault. It's probably America's fault for forgetting to give him a pamphlet about safe boating. Kind of like how they're giving out pamphlets in London about not raping, right? If you just give out the pamphlet, you know, in their native language, I know there's probably 50,000 different languages living in New York. If you just have it printed out in every single language, you know, and just hand them out to everyone. Say, hey, no boating if you suck at boating, okay? No raping at all in this country. You know, if you just have it in every language, they'll read it eventually. Be like, oh, okay, I listen. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so that couple's gone. That family's gone. And so he falsely claimed U.S. citizenship in 2007. And wow. Oh, he crossed the border in 2007, falsely claimed U.S. citizenship, and will be removed from the country after facing justice. Yeah, unfortunately, justice in this country is 3 hots in a cot. They still live better in our prison than they do back at home. Look how fat he is. Does it look like he's from a repressed country running from genocide and persecution? No. He looks like he's living very well off of snap cards in New York. A city that even I could not afford to live in. And I work every day. Huh? Stupid. What a stupid city. Next story. Oh yeah, remember this is the lady, by the way. She's the landlord of like an apartment complex. She was ended by an illegal, right? And now, while most of you might feel sorry for this person, I noticed that it was Virginia, and I'm like, oh, they probably voted for this. Yeah, is this also Fairfax County? I don't know which county. The Fairfax County. Look at that. Anyways, the guy was an illegal bean cake. Here's the twist in the story. They were banging. Oh, and that's what you get for making poor decisions on. Oh, look at, she's got a daughter too. Look at that. This torta has a daughter, and she made the stupid mistake of banging an illegal migrant because, again, no one would have standards low enough to touch this lady. Okay, so she's like, oh, okay, if I just, you know, have this guy bang me for a discount rate on his apartment, then someone will bang me. Yeah. So again, you're a manager of this apartment complex. You had the duty of running background checks and credit checks on anyone. All you had to do is do either of those two, and you would have figured out, oh, he's got no social security number, he can't live here, and you would have been fine. But unfortunately for you, you're desperate. You need somebody to touch you. So you let this illegal, by the way, I think a Haitian or something like that. You let this illegal not only into your apartment complex that you're supposed to be managing and making sure it's profitable, you let him into your pants. Yeah, and now this daughter doesn't have a parent. She's going to be put into CPS. CPS is going to rent her out for money. Or if she's hideous and smells bad, she probably won't be able to be rented out. They'll have to ship it to China to be parted out. Yeah. But at least the organs will be put to good use, right? $250,000 worth of organs walking around everywhere and every person. But some bad decisions here. A lot of bad decisions here. Many could have avoided it. Many points in life here. But now your daughter's fucked. Yeah, literally, probably soon by a very wealthy person that's going to be renting her out. Wow. And all you have to do. First of all you have to do is not be so insufferable to your man, and he would have stuck around. Okay, all you have to do is stop. You need to make more money. You need to work harder. You ain't good enough for me, and he would have stuck around, right? That's all it took. That's all it would have taken. Next story. This guy right here was previously arrested, I believe, for a DUI, driving drunk. And then he's now today arrested for fraud. A second time he's been arrested. He is one of the members of the Feeding Our Future fraudsters. Yeah. So a repeat criminal here. We're not surprised. They do generally look like that. Next story. The family of Arinia Zarutska, who got janked by this black right here for no reason. We saw the video. She wasn't doing anything. There were 3 other blacks around her. Nobody helped her because blacks are racist. They don't care as long as it's a white that dies. Anyways, they're actually trying to sue the people responsible for repeatedly letting out this guy right here. Good luck with that, because you're suing them in a jurisdiction that has a Supreme Court in a state that is going to obviously protect their own. They always protect their own. That is a thing. But yeah, good. You know, I mean, I don't know how much money you're gonna be wasting on this. And I say waste because it is going to be a waste. You're not going to get them. You know what's cheaper than lawyers? A gun and a few bullets. Yeah, that'll do a lot of justice. I'll tell you that. That'll do a lot more justice than this lawsuit here, and cheaper, more cost effective. I'm telling you guys. I got ideas. You got to give me a call. Next story. This group of women here are protesting in support, rallying in support for a lady who ended her 3 kids, ended her own 3 kids. They all showed up. They're all wearing I don't know who this lady is, but she is clearly very, very either wealthy, connected, or powerful, okay? Because she managed to raise so much money for her GoFundMe, okay? A lot of money for her GoFundMe, enough to where she's able to afford purchasing a crowd of supporters at CrowdStrike. Yeah, and here they are supporting her murderous actions. Yeah, isn't it crazy? And by the way, the trial, I believe, started earlier this week. Today, for whatever reason, the judge had to end it, and at least not the whole trial, but like dismiss the trial for the day. By the way, this lady's name is Lindsay Clancy. The jury has been swiftly dismissed for the day after barely 2 hours, as hundreds of liberal women are outside supporting the lady who ended her 3 babies. They wore pink, standing in silence. Pro-Lindsay protests are planned across 24 states. This is insanity. She admits she did it. Okay. The defense says voices ordered her to end her children. So this is again the same excuse that that guy that janked Arinia Zarutska, the Ukrainian lady, the same guy that shanked her said the same thing. He said he has voices in his head that tells him to do things like that. But again, she's not going to get away with it. You're the wrong skin tone to be getting away with crime these days. This is something that the whites won't allow. The blacks would allow it if you were black. In fact, they did. Remember the liberal judge that allowed that black lady who offed her kids, saying, "Oh, she got PTSD from COVID, so it's okay for her to end her children. She's black. That's totally fine." In Florida of all places. Anyways, here's some snippet about that. Here we go.
Lindsay supporters wearing pink gathered outside court, quote, standing in silence and peace for Lindsay. Similar gatherings planned across 24 states and internationally as far as the Netherlands today. Her attorney tells me Lindsay...
Wow, they're even supporting her in the Netherlands, huh? You got that many people looking for work through CrowdStrike.
...is aware of this support, and he says this is all about people who feel as though the mental health system failed her.
Thank you very much, David Stores, for the donation. Thank you, buddy. Every day you keep the channel alive. You keep it going. You donate every single day. You are awesome. You're the best, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Yay. Yay, David. Next story. This is the lady who's going to be running against Ashley Moody for Senate. She's the one who surprised Alex Vindman. Alex Vindman had $10 million behind him, and she still whooped his ass. This is the kind of person she is. Here we go.
They are going to racially profile us, and they are going to escalate things.
We don't care about race anymore. You're going to call us racist no matter what. You used to call us racist if we denied your SNAP benefits. Yeah. So I guess we're just all racist now. I've been called a white supremacist. I'm not even white. Not even half.
They are going to shoot and kill us, and they are going to get away with it unless we send people like me to Washington, D.C., who are going to scrutinize and launch investigation.
You hear how she talks? Now you know why she won. Okay? Versus Alexander Vindman.
To go after bad actors, to arrest them, and to put them in jail, and to call for an end and an abolishment of ICE.
After Angie abolishes ICE, she's going to hand out amnesty like candy.
The Haitian community here in our state contribute over $2.6 billion to our economy. And not only that, it's not only just about their labor, it's actually about the culture that they bring here. They are amazing people. And so there needs to be a clear pathway to citizenship, especially if their country is still so unstable.
We need Haitians for cheap illegal labor and their culture. Really? Because that's what Johnny hears when he talks to people on the street, that if only we had more Haitian culture, America would be a much better place.
Give me 1 second. I'm adding a story. This is some good news. So it's interesting. We're going after the liberal economy. That's fucking great. I love this. Okay, so that's... Nope. Right here, right there. That looks good. All right, cool. Back to the show. Next story. This is Mamdani's wife. She was organizing a Free Palestine protest on 9/11 at Ground Zero. Yeah. However, guys, I know you're upset. I got some good news. The judge in New York City judge, has blocked her from having the protest there. Yeah. That is good stuff. Yeah, you got blocked, lady. You're blocked. Next story. Eric Swalwell today arrived on an airplane in San Francisco. The feds ambushed him and seized his cell phone.
We have just learned that the FBI has seized former Congressman Eric Swalwell's electronics, and this happened on Saturday. They took those electronics from him at San Francisco International Airport.
Oh, that was Saturday.
On Saturday, and then from his Washington, D.C. home on Sunday. Eric Swalwell was not detained or arrested, and we're told the federal investigation involves sexual misconduct allegations against him.
Wow, you must have really pissed somebody off, because this is normal activity in Congress, you know? Like, everyone in Congress is like a bunch of rapist sexual harassers, you know, of their own little interns, right? Anyways, yeah, so that's that. And then also, according to, let's see here, this just popped up. His home was also just raided. I don't know when this was. They said that was Saturday and Sunday, but this just popped up today. FBI raids former Representative Eric Swalwell's home in D.C. tied to the sexual assault probe. This is probably what she just talked about on Sunday that happened. So that's interesting. Next story. The Air Force has now placed Major Jason Watson in pretrial confinement. Remember, this is the guy who went to a rally and then called for Trump to be impeached. Remember that? Yeah. If you're not aware about this, if you are a service member or a woman, you do not have the Bill of Rights protecting you, okay? There is no, oh, I got free speech so I could tell everybody what the nuclear codes are. No, you're under a different court. And so this guy's in trouble for calling for his boss's boss to be impeached, okay? Yeah, if you ever worked in a private sector, the same thing can happen there. And no, that is actually, well, that might be retaliatory termination, you know, but you know, you have to go to court for that. How are you gonna win that one against a corporation with big money, right? Anyways, pretrial confinement, guys. They're not even letting this guy, you know, go home and sleep in his comfortable bed. He's gonna be on a hard concrete bed with a very thin padding, foam padding. Yeah. Next story. Jake Tapper did a report about the botched Afghanistan withdrawal, except he excluded the mention of Joe Biden completely. Instead, he mentioned Trump's name many times in this report here. So in other words, they're trying to tie this to Donald Trump. Donald Trump now is responsible because, again, the FCC chairman is refusing to revoke the license of these liars. And also, by the way, we're not seeing enough lawsuits for defamation. That's the problem right there. Okay. We got all that, and then now they're trying to frame this as Trump's doing here. Yeah. Hey, CNN, this is why nobody watches your shit anymore, okay? The only viewers you have are anyone who might be passing by an airport television, and CNN's already on because you got a contract with them. Yeah. If there are even any left. You guys know that's a major reason why there was a big drop off in CNN viewership in 2022? was because a lot of airports switched out. They switched out CNN and they got a contract with MSNBC instead because they're a little bit more reasonable. Like, okay, you know, I don't know why. That's just what they did. That's so stupid. Anyways, next story. The other day, great, no picture. I should have checked this before I framed this picture. Oh, Western Journal. God, of course, they never do pictures. Anyways, Cambridge University is now calling for a limit on journalism, and they want to limit the type of speech that they can make and what the type of honest reporting that they can make, because them reporting on that black student and his plagiarism drove him to end himself. And then they're like, hey man, you're hurting people's feelings, you can't just say this stuff. But it's okay for you all to call us white supremacists just for being Republicans, including black people, by the way. They call light-skinned Mexican Republicans light supremacists, right? They call black Republicans Uncle Tom. That's okay. Getting us all fired for being Republicans is okay, but this is too much for you, huh? Not to mention he did it himself. Nobody beat him up. We're not like your side of the media that's calling for assassinations and riots and stuff like that, okay? Cambridge, they should absolutely lose their tax-exempt status for this. And preferably their government funding, Linda McMahon. They're getting there, little by little, they're getting there. But holy crap, man. This is just, they're continuing to brainwash our kids. Look at the DSA. The DSA is surging because we're not doing anything about the politics in schools. Holy crap. They can successfully end Charlie Kirk and stifle the Republican conservative Christian movement in colleges, but we can't at the very least stop paying taxes for this crap for their side. Stupid. I'm telling you, Republicans spiked the ball in the third quarter and went home, and now it's just the rest of us, powerless, uninfluential people at the bottom, playing the fourth quarter without the coach, without the quarterback, without the fitness trainers, all those guys that stretch you out and things like that. Terrible, man. We're just the bench, just like hanging out in the field. We don't know what to do. Next story. The vicious far-left judge who tried to block Trump's presidential library has lost her race for the bench. Yeah, she's no longer going to be a judge. Yeah, this MAGA lady is going to be her replacement. Look at that. Destiny Alvarez is going to be the new judge of that same area. Yeah, Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Malvel Ruiz. Anyways, Miami-Dade, wow, I'm surprised. Well, Miami flipped red in 2022. The representative and even, I believe, their mayor, but I believe the mayor is a little bit of a rhino. I think. He might be a Democrat, actually. It might just be the representative seat. Anyways, next story. A lady dropped her son off to college at UC Berkeley and stunned by how much homelessness there is. Look at that. That is insane. That is Berkeley, guys. I've been to Berkeley. It used to be nice. It was hippie. Well, this is your modern day hippie, right? They're not that clean. They're not that tidy. Yeah, look at all that. Oh, good luck. My uncle went to Berkeley back when it was a good time, and he wanted his daughter to go to Berkeley so bad for the same reason. And I'm like, you don't want her to go to Berkeley anymore. Thankfully, she went to USC instead. Good Lord. Next story. American farmers' cattle are totaling the highest level in 10 years. Okay, that is great. Thank you very much, Brooke Rollins, for this. But our problem is not the fact that we have a shortage of cattle. We have a shortage of meat packing is the issue. So having more cattle doesn't help, and all it does is give them more cattle to export. Not to mention the fact that a lot of cattle that they can't export or sell, they just cull, and that's a big waste, all because of our meat packing sector. That's the problem right there, okay? Look, if you have to declare an emergency and use the National Guard to build a meat packing facility to help with our beef crisis, you should probably do that, because McDonald's, Wendy's, all those beef selling companies are about to go under. Yeah, they're not doing good at all. You guys know ground beef has hit I forgot what price it is. It's like $8 a pound in some states. Ground beef, like the shitty 85% beef. Not talking about 93%, okay? I'm talking about like the crappy stuff. $8 a pound now in some areas.
Today is the direct result of a war on cattle by the previous administration, frankly, a war on agriculture and a war on farming in general. When you've got a prior administration that is basically blaming cattle for their crazy climate agenda, then you have a real problem. And
yeah, it's not just the climate stuff, it's the packing facilities. You got to build more. Okay, like if the private sector doesn't want to build an additional packing facility because they want that bottleneck because it makes them more profitable, okay, you sick the government against them. Easy as that. And by the way, you know which party supports such a move? The Democrats. Remember, it was Andrew Cuomo who says if the hand sanitizer companies want to price gouge the people, then New York City will sell our own, and we will undercut you like crazy. Okay. Did you ever hear about price gouging in hand sanitizer since? Yeah, because it kind of works. Yeah. Yeah, the meatpacking industry is a monopoly. It's a quadropoly. It's 4 companies that control it for the whole country, and I think 2 of them are heavily owned by China. Right. So this is all intentional. And by the way, the government. You know what you should do, Mr. President? Use some of that money, you know, the money that's going to the Trump accounts, okay? Use some of that money, find a little pockets of where we have shortcomings in our economy, okay? Find little pockets and be like, oh, okay, it looks like we need more meat packing. Okay, well, let's take some of the Trump account money, build a meat packing facility, and the money you make from it will go to the Trump account receivers, okay? And that in itself, because you guys know right now the Trump accounts is only S&P 500. That's all they're putting the money into, which I guess is like more neutral, you know? I mean, I don't know. My idea is also a little sketch, right? Because as soon as he's out of office, Newsom comes in and he's like, oh, Trump accounts, okay. Well, let's use that and go pay for some missiles to go bomb, I don't know, Russia. Who do they hate? Who did the Democrats hate? Russia, yeah. And so, by the way, you just passed a law so that cannot be reappropriated. Is that, or is that just an EO that you signed? Because that's going to be a mess, right? And we saw that happen with Social Security. They're just reallocating that for other things, and that's messed up. Next story. Scott Bessent is going after companies that promote ESG. Okay, so the Trump accounts. Basically, he's doing it so that any company who participates in ESG cannot be involved in this. Yeah. So Scott Bessent is hereby banning left-wing ESG funds from being placed into Trump accounts. What? ESG funds. Now I'm confused about what ESG is. He says corporate America has rejected ESG ideology and we will not allow it to be part of Trump accounts. Isn't that the green stuff? Trump account's sole purpose should be financial success and stability, not political activism. So what are you saying? Because right now it's only S&P 500, right? Are you saying that the S&P 500 now has to kick out any woke companies that are doing ESG? Because that'll be interesting, right? If the S&P is forced to do it. Imagine that, we were the S&P 500, but now we have to make a whole new index called the non-ESG index. The non-ESG S&P 500 to get, that's how it talks, to make sure that America is not investing in wokeism, right? So, I don't know how that's going to work out, but that's interesting, right? Kick out the S&P 500 if they're doing ESG. Next story. This person here is a dummy crat. Her name is Desiree Lynch. She has been arrested for election fraud in Stockton. Stockton, is that California? Yeah, she got busted. She used fake addresses to apparently register to vote and file her candidacy. Lots of Democrat fraudsters right there. Look at that. It looks like you were not connected enough to be able to cheat. Only certain people can. Next story. A Chinese national has been charged with voter fraud in Massachusetts in the name of another Chinese national to vote in 2024. Wow, look at that. Here's his early ballot envelope. So a Chinese national voted on behalf of another Chinese national. Did he himself vote? Or did he vote in someone else's name so that he wouldn't get in trouble? Because that's another whole messed up piece of work right there, right? The defendant also allegedly submitted 2 fraudulent immigration forms on behalf of the victim, a Chinese national, and his wife. Wow, so you're gonna get this guy deported, huh? Holy crap! All for what? 2 votes? 2 votes there. So this results in the confiscation of their green cards and causing them to enter into removal proceedings. Wow. Well, at least they only get deported. This guy here is getting charged. Yu Peng's son, huh? Busted. Next story. Jocelyn Benson's election bureau moves to end Michigan's proof of citizenship photo ID ballot measure. So they're about to vote on this. Unfortunately, again, like I said, the Republicans are not on the ball. They're just not. They're not clever enough. You know, even in California, you know, to initiate the recall of Newsom, which was stupid because, again, you need to fix the election system before you even redo a recall. So otherwise, it's a waste of money. They needed, like, let's say they needed, like, I think 1.1 million signatures. They got 1.5 million in case anyways. And obviously because they're going to try to throw some out. These guys collected 709,000 and they got 1,000 thrown out and then they failed as a result. Because again, they're not on the ball. They're not playing chess. They're playing checkers. They're not thinking 5 steps ahead. They completely forgot already that in California they tried to do the same thing and throw signatures out. And all they have to do is remove 1,000 signatures, and they defeated this measure now. No voter ID as a ballot measure in Michigan. Good job, Republicans. Hope you're having great dinner parties in your ballrooms, because you're not going to be able to do it ever again. Next story. A Missouri judge has upheld the state's pro-Republican 2026 congressional map, striking down another Democrat lawsuit. So this is the new map here. The Democrats tried to block it, but they failed. So Missouri's gaining a seat from this, I believe. You got one little tiny blue pocket. Just all the blue dumpster fire trash people all pocketed into one there. Good stuff. Next story. Harmony Dillon details efforts at DOJ to make sure only American citizens are voting. I hope you're working with ICE on that one, because that is going to be quite 7 minutes. We're not going to play all that. But anyways, yeah, they got poll watchers, but the problem is not at the ballot box. The problem is at the registration. The problem is the voter roll. Even if you clean the voter roll, they're just going to re-register because there is no Save America Act, thanks to Thune. Next story. Hasan Piker's brother apparently held top secret security clearance and also worked on Air Force One and the nuclear doomsday plane at Boeing. This is his brother here. He's on his podcast regularly. Yeah, I'll tell you the most disturbing part about this is the fact that he worked on Air Force One. There was an attempted assassination plot against Trump to attack Air Force One while they were over Turkey. These two here are of Turkish descent. His uncle is Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks. You know that YouTube channel, that failing YouTube channel? Do you know what the Young Turks is? The Young Turks is the name of the youth revolution that committed genocide on the Armenians to cleanse Armenia of Christianity, to make sure it's all Islamic. Yeah, and even today there's still like 1.5 million there, and they're being slaughtered out there right now. So a lot of connections here. Turkey, assassination plot, Air Force One. Apparently he knew something. I bet you they had insiders on Air Force One when they're flying to Ankara for that summit. And they were tipping them off. They were tipping off the missile people in Turkey to say, hey, we haven't seen Trump on his plane, so maybe don't attack it. Well, have you seen Trump on? Well, that'd be a bad idea because he's on the plane, right? Or maybe it'd be like, have you seen Trump on the plane yet? No, I haven't seen him. He hasn't done the press gaggle at all. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. Let's get rid of you. Anyways, there we go. Here's a wheel. Here's a wheel. Oh, is it not working? It's working. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you gotta have a membership if you're gonna get lippy, buddy. Anyways, Spencer Pratt. He's still around. A thing just popped up about Spencer Pratt. He has something to say, and I'm like, dude, go home. You're not really trying to win anything. Go home. Next story. Yemen's government warns that the Houthis are planning to seize this other strait right there. And to that I say, this is your fault, Yemen. How about you just annex with Saudi Arabia? They'll be your government, and you guys can just live in harmony with Saudi Arabia, and they will police and get rid of all these terrorists for you. How about that? Huh? Because you don't seem to be able to. You see, you're like Mexico. You're unable to police your own country. You let a bunch of terrorists, MS-13 cartel people, run your country. Terrible, terrible. Next story. The U.S. military has shocked Iran quietly, establishing a shipping lane in and out of the Strait of Hormuz, where now millions of barrels of oil are being moved per day. That's per Axios, which is bizarre because that's good news for our side. But the fact that Axios is reporting it tells me this is Axios' way of letting Iran know what's going on. Oh, they're using the Oman half to, ship to transit the Hormuz Strait. You might want to, look a little further when you're looking for ships to strike. Next story. Let's see. Scott Bessent this morning was on CNBC, and he talked about Iran and what's going on out there. They're basically doing economic sanctions, like even heavier. Guys, Iran's already a very heavily sanctioned country, okay? The oil that is coming in and out of there wasn't even supposed to be happening, but because they're using Russia's shadow fleet and China's shadow fleet, they've been doing so, right? This announcement is essentially saying, okay, so here's because I was gonna play that, but it's 2.5 minutes long, and he's a bad speaker. But he says something along the lines of, we are going to collapse this regime. This is going to be the greatest coordinated economic isolation in the history of the world. They're already sanctioned, okay? So now when we say coordinated economic isolation, he's talking about going after countries that are still continuing to cheat the system, cheat our sanctions, and doing deals with them. So at this point, we will probably begin threatening and possibly sanctioning countries that are operating the shadow fleet, sneaking terrorist oil. Remember, we just attacked a Panamanian ship because they were sneaking oil out of Iran. Panama, guys. A country that was supposed to be our allies now. At least that's what they told Rubio. And clearly it's not. Yeah. So anywho, these ads. AI ads. Anyways, so Scott Bessent is quoted saying, "You're with us, or you're against us." Yeah. So it looks like I'm guessing that's what's going to be happening. So yeah, it's going to be bad. It's going to be a rough ride in the market. By the way, yesterday's bond announcement ain't working. The bond yields went down, which is a good thing, and then today it's already halfway back up in less than 24 hours. Yeah, so it's going to be a bumpy ride coming right up. Next story. In the DRC, Christians are still being offed. And to that I say, please let that Ebola rip. We need to do some justice there. It'll be very useful, Bill Gates. Are we circulating the jab? Because we know what the jab actually does, I hope. Anyway, so that's in the DRC. They're still doing it out. I'm telling you, all of Africa just needs to get wiped out. Okay? Next story. Yesterday, there was a press gaggle with Trump, and Trump stated that North Korea has a number of nukes. Very believable, by the way, considering the fact that they're chummy with Russia, and they're the second country to ever make a nuke. And that was like 70, 80 years ago. So North Korea is estimated to have 80 to 120 nuclear weapons. Kind of a good idea that we're their buddies now, huh? Now we just got to make sure that they don't use it with South Korea. Because that'll be an economic disaster. Until we can get SK Hynix and Samsung into America permanently, right? Next story. This guy right here is the founder of Evergrande. Evergrande was that mortgage company where they were, collecting money. They're basically collecting money. They're supposed to be building housing for people that they pay for their housing, right? But instead they just kind of like spend it on whatever they want because again, they don't have laws against that. Anyways, he's been sentenced to life in prison, just this one guy, which is like, okay, one person, really? His family gets to keep all the money and live like kings, you know. All his friends who receive lavish gifts from him, all of his co-workers and partners at Evergrande, they took this money. Okay, imagine this, guys. You go to a bank, you get a loan for an apartment, one unit in a high-rise condo, okay? Thousands of people do. Everyone in this chat does it, okay? The bank approves it, gives the money to them. You're paying the bank, but they take that money and then they go and buy not only a sports team, but a sports stadium and a variety of other things, okay, that is not related to your house. Okay, and then fast forward to many years. It should have been done already. It's not. It's just a concrete skeleton. They ran out of money, and your home is not done. Imagine that happening in America. That's what happened out there with Evergrande, and that's just one of many countries in China that's happening. Yeah, it's a bad time, man. Next story. Oh, we got more video. Hold on. We got more video of robots training in athletics. Look at this. Go, 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 go. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Wow. You need to work on your programming out there, Panaland. Anywho. Guys, that is all for the show. Let's go ahead and go to Rumble. We'll do Rumble. We'll do the watch part. We're not on Getter right now or Kick because Rumble Studio is not working, but I think it'll be okay. This episode, by the way, is about Fauci advisor pleads guilty to the Rona cover-up. That's a big deal. Yeah, Fauci's advisor pled guilty to covering up Rona and all the vital information about it. So we're going to watch that over on Rumble. Guys, before you go YouTube, remember the link to Rumble and my other two channels is here it's in the description. Please give them both a follow, show them some support. Hype videos on that channel right there, Frank Show Clips, not this main channel, because small channels get more points. That channel gets 2,000 points. This channel gets 100. Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe on Patreon, or ways you can support the channel. Or you can be like Sherry and buy a membership and tea bags. Look at that. $3 a month helps keep the channel alive. Or you can go buy one on Rumble, like Campbell and Jillian. You get access to our Rumble premium hangouts out there. You can also buy memberships over on Foxhole. Thank you very much, Sean Joe, for the donation. Look at that. Yeah, on Foxhole, you get a tag next to your name that says Frank's Hands, or you can buy a silver or gold membership, and it becomes a photo of a bunch of hot hens. Yeah, and you get to be co-rooster, huh? Swickly, the only co-rooster over on Foxhole. Anyways, goodbye, YouTube. Have a great day. See you tomorrow if you don't make it. I hope you will, though. Make it a count. Give me a follow. Type in the chat. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye, YouTube. All right, here we go, guys.